Hey guys, what's up? Anfield here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be looking at Succession Ranger and the damage output it has versus various classes and DPs. So this video is just kind of interesting. It's not super scientific. I just was kind of curious to see what the results would be, and I basically asked a couple friends that were available to help me that have different classes, different DPs, and then I use I have 3 different offhands that I'm testing with, just out of curiosity basically to see what the difference is. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So starting off with my friend here playing Succession Witch. He used to play Ranger, he's one of our fallen sisters, but hey ho, why not play a caster, right? Anyway, so as you can see here, my maneuver does more than enough damage with 307 AP. He has DR built without Fallen God finished yet, and also he's running a Kudum, so his DP is a little bit inflated by that. You know, it gives it a little bit of a percent bracket for sure, but obviously the evasion on Kudum isn't as effective as it would be if he was pairing it with evasion. You do get evasion and DR regardless of what armor you choose, because they both have them. And then when you put Kafris on, they again want, have evasion and DR on the Kafris. So you still miss sometimes, and that's shown a little bit depending on the clip here. I think you especially notice it when I swap to Kudum. You see the missing shots here and there. Affects a little bit more because the AP is lower, so it doesn't like just burst down regardless. So you can see here, look at the damage there, and then check it once again, same offhand. But this time he's dead, so obviously that's an example of that. It could also be somewhat of an effective special evasion crystals, which he probably has in his chest. But it could also just be pure evasion. Anyway, so you can see here that the Kudum still does play in damage to him for the most part with 291 AP. So yeah, the thing I think Witch has, or Ranger rather, against Witch has favorable modifiers in damage. Like, we do good damage to them. A little while ago they released all the modifiers, and the only ones we don't have are Hash and Nova because they're too new. But basically classes do specific amounts of damage to others. Like, there's a modifier around, like, I think 100 will be just normal damage, and then over that is like boosted damage, and then under that is, I think that's right. Anyway, the point is that I think our damage Ranger wise is good against Witch, if I remember correctly. So yeah, but it's kind of interesting that they decided to do something like that in general. If you ever notice that some classes seem absurdly tanky on the same gear score as others, this is with my parrying dagger on, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, and yeah, that guy's unlucky. Anyway, so this is parrying dagger, just in case you hadn't seen the switch. The damage is still okay, actually, 277 AP with parrying, so it's still pretty good. It also has 10% special attack damage on it, parrying daggers, so that's another thing too if you knock someone on the floor for down attack. So yeah, it's kind of interesting though, this whole little sequence, just to see that the parrying dagger actually to me didn't feel too far off from the Kudum dagger, and I thought that was interesting considering the difference between 277 and 291. So here's a Warrior, and like I was just talking about the modifiers earlier, Warrior has really good modifiers against other classes. They're pretty much tanky against everyone, which was changed when they updated the modifiers and revealed them recently. So I thought here I would just swap various offhands and see how long it takes to break a block. I'm not a big fan of how blocks and forward guards work, in that you can recover them super fast, and I think the blocks especially are a mechanic. The way that they work and the fact that you can recover them so fast by swapping to super armor and iframe is really bad for Succession Ranger, and I think the more geared people get, the more we'll begin to notice this is a big problem. So this is, you can see Warrior. This Warrior has, I believe he's DR just like the Witch, and he has 340 something DR. I think it was 46. I scroll up in the chat there, but while I'm looking at this, I already have the little overlay edit to hide the chat. But anyway, I know that he's like 346-ish, which is less than the Witch, yet you can see he's significantly tankier. So, yeah, the fact that you can see this much of a difference is really interesting. The same would be true of Valkyrie. You start hitting Valkyries, you'll probably notice that they're incredibly tanky as well. So, yeah, the other two really tanky classes are Striker and Mystic, because they have good modifiers, but they also have the evasion buffs. So, yeah, they're really tanky too. and can be a difficult challenge if they're very geared for Succession Ranger. But yeah, as you can see, this warrior, even against the other offense, he does die, but like, considering how low his DP is relatively, it's still really tanky. So this is my friend Sky. We were an enemy together, and before his retirement, he's just chilling there. But he's playing Succession Hashashin with very, very similar gear to me. Mine is a little bit higher than his overall. He has kind of an odd build though, because he doesn't have Liburs right now. He has Begs for the damage output. I don't know if he's going to use Liburs again or what his plan is, but that's kind of interesting. So he does have the Heave Helmet, which I don't have. So that's extra evasion. But like I said, it's a little bit offset by the fact that he doesn't have Liburs gloves and I do. So he doesn't have a Turbo Belt. He does have a red coral earring though. So keep that in mind as well. But as you can see, he's very tanky. Hashashin also is good on evasion, which is kind of interesting. I actually didn't know that they get like 10%. So yeah, it's really kind of eye-opening to me to see the damage. He was very tanky against my Nuber at 307, even with my Turbo Belt and everything. So I do plan to get more accuracy accessories. I was originally going to go 2 Pen Ominous Rings, but I've decided that I'm going to wait and look at the new necklace that was just added on the Global Lab. There's 3 new necklaces, and one of them is a really high accuracy necklace that's similar to Ogre. It's a little bit lower AP. I think it's 31 AP at Pen, versus at Pen Ogre would be 35 AP. But it's like almost double the accuracy, if not double. So that's very good, and I think that I might go for that instead of the Ominous and go for Pen Tongue Red Rings instead. Anyway, just a little bit of a side note on the whole build. For me, the reason I have evasion in the first place, which is, you know, if you play Ranger, you would normally go DR almost always. And the only reason I don't is because I want, like, a ton of swap. I have the Parrying Dagger, right? So for Awakening, which is my preferred play, I prefer Awakening. I would rather have the evasion options. So, anyway, this is my friend Cloudy, and this is his Lahn. And he also has tagged a Nova, so we test against both. You can see my Nuber does big damage for the most part against him. He's very geared. 371 with Nuber is very high. He used to have evasion, but right now he's DR. I can't remember when it was that he swapped. But as you can see, he also has a lot of accuracy in his build too. It's not really relevant to these tests. I just wanted to point it out that you know, he has that AP plus those accuracy accessories. You know, with the red coral earrings dropping his AP by quite a lot, versus if he had distortions, obviously as a Turo as well. But Turo is very good for AP versus the accuracy it gives. So this is going to be Kudum now against his Lahn. And you see the damage is still pretty good. The air attack modifier there is pretty good on Sharp Feather and Penetrating Wind. And then you still get pretty good damage out of this. Now, if he was evasion, I think he would be far tankier with his original build on this Lahn. But as he's not, even the Kudum is pretty much doing its work against him, so to speak. And I think it's interesting to see that despite, you know, I guess you could say an almost scuffed evasion build on the Hashashin, it was much tankier with like 11 less DP. So kind of interesting. Let's go swap to the Parrying Dagger now. So this is 277 AP. Still respectable, to be honest with you. And I think the one thing that saves the Parrying Dagger for damage, because it doesn't have crit crystals like the my Kudum and my Nuver does. It does have the special attack, which all green offhand I believe have once you ultimate them, so make them yellow. So yeah, the damage I think is still really good against them in this case. So if you are a Lahn, a Lahn main without a tagged character that uses DR, I would probably go for evasion for defense. But anyway, as you can see, eventually choking him down with Descending Current, and then knockdown, Descending Current. So knockdown, Descending Current is always going to do a lot more than the other one, because obviously you get down attack modifier, but also you get the extra evasion debuff from Blasting Gust there. So this is obviously his Nova, and you can see already, this is with Nuver, just how much tankier it is with the same exact gear. So again, this reflects classes that probably benefit more from DR, but also 2, the class modifiers. Well, we don't know what the class modifier is on Nova, but I'd be willing to bet that they're generally another tankier class. I just haven't had the experience to hit Novas that much yet, so it's still speculation. So, just out of curiosity, I wanted Sky here to hit me. So this is with my Maneuver equipped, and I wanted to see how much damage he would do, basically. So here's the Kudum. So we're upping the DP a bit each time. So this time 369 with the extra evasion. And this time is the Parrying Dagger, so 384, and this is about 700 evasion. And he doesn't care. So there's me hitting him with my Maneuver again, just for comparison, if you were curious. This is definitely making me feel great about my class. Anyway, so as you can see there, he's still quite tanky. I wanted to see if he could chase me effectively with Succession Hashashin. And the answer to that is yes. Obviously, Succession Ranger, it seems like Pearl Abyss wants to count ranged as protection, which in a perfect world it is, but I think in BDO with classes being as fast as they are, it often isn't. So here is FXP, another friend of mine in Skies. We were an enemy together, and he is one of the most geared players on the server, I would probably say. Not the most geared, but he's up there. By the way, it took me like 6 attempts to knock him down for Blasting Gust there into Sharp Feather, just to get the air attack modifier. So yay, resistances and adamantines, woo! But yeah, so FXP's gear is secret. I can't show you, but I can tell you that he does have at least one DP accessory on, as well as obviously having extremely high Caprist armor and stuff. So obviously he's evasion, he's a Mystic, and he insisted on doing the evasion buff that Mystics do with the kicks. So obviously they can stack evasion really high. So yeah, it's this is with my Maneuver. I did actually record the Kudum and the Parrying Dagger, but honestly it's not worth showing you. So this is Descending Current with Maneuver, and he just out heals it with 307 AP. So this is where you would probably need multiple accuracy accessories to actually see any kind of damage. And the issue you would run into is if you could still maintain 300 plus accuracy with Begs, sorry, 300 plus AP with Begs, you would still need multiple accuracy accessories. And then you would have a further issue by the fact that even if you could surpass some of his evasion, you would still run into the fact that he has a ton of DR as well by virtue of having highly Caprist armor. So, yeah. So this is Sky doing a combo against FXB. Same gear as I showed you earlier, but obviously you can see how much damage Hashashin can do. So yeah, if you're looking for a new class, consider Hash. This is just us messing around. But you can see how squishy in comparison Sky is, and then there's FXB with the same gear I was hitting him with earlier. Didn't really, you know, struggle to kill me there. So it's not like he was like full DP accessories or anything. Unfortunately here I don't get a down smash, but this is me testing my damage and awakening, and then there's poor old Sky getting the same treatment. I got
2 more kills.
Oh, I got FXB. I must have lasted him. There's no way I do normal.
That's the best kill to get.
That's true. Meanwhile, FXB's like, fuck you, Anfield, isn't come by and one-tap me.
Have fun on your stream though.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
But they run fast.
So yeah, as you can see here, this is
Oh, you didn't bubble off.
basically just
Oh.
a clip from a
Good shit.
node we
Yeah,
did, but this shows that Succession Ranger on high AP can do a lot of damage. I have my Succession buff up here though as well. But again, like at the end of the day,
I'm just role playing, man.
these players aren't that geared, and so when you're hitting players with like 300 DP, you know, 300 to maybe 330, 340, Succession Ranger does do a lot, but I do have a fear that Succession Ranger will fall off a lot in terms of damage output, because DP continues to scale very high and AP falls off in the 300s. The brackets just begin to disappear, so there's only so much you can get. You can, of course, like we talked about, you can stack more and more accuracy accessories, but the DR is going to get so high as well, combined with still having very high evasion. I'm a little bit concerned about Succession Ranger's future. Not that I care that much about Succession Ranger, I prefer Awakening, but still, It's something that concerns me a little bit, and I'm kind of curious to see the direction that the game will take. But anyway, that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you found it somewhat interesting to see, and we'll catch you on the next video.